All right, guys. Huge win. Chelsea 4, Southampton nil. I know. Southampton potentially the worst side that the Premier League has ever seen. I get it. But on a night where we saw an unfortunate protest, um, our own supporters booing our young team when it's still 0-0, when they're trying to play their football, patient build up. We've done this all season now. I'm not sure why we're just now booing. Um, Bournemouth drop points. They don't just drop points, they lose. Aston Villa don't just drop points, they lose. So obviously +0 for them. Chelsea 4, Southampton nil, +3 points. And all of a sudden, Chelsea find themselves fourth in the Premier League table, which to me, obviously, our recent run of form is nowhere near Chelsea level. I've said that a plethora of times, multiple times. Our recent form is nowhere near good enough. However, one win and suddenly we are up to fourth place. That just shows you how ridiculous we were to start the season, all the way up to second. That's the potential of this team. Average age of 23.8, and we're in second place. Poor run of form, and they respond with a 4-0 win against Southampton. And now we're fourth. Now, for me, my position does not change at all. At all. Yes, a win against Southampton is massive, but we need to build. I touched on this after the Aston Villa game. We have Southampton, Copenhagen, Leicester City, and then Copenhagen again. Again, Copenhagen, for me, that's one of the best clubs left in the Conference League competition. We cannot take them lightly, as much as I think Chelsea will win. That's a club that plays in Champions League football. They produce some great talents, still have some really good talents. We cannot take those games lightly. But that's 4 matches where we can really build momentum and confidence. And 4-0 win against Southampton is a phenomenal way, absolutely phenomenal way to start it. Off the top of my head, Enzo Fernández, guys, I mean, it's frustrating because the agenda against him is actually it's disgraceful, no way around it. Even during our poor run of form, was he perfect? No, but he was still phenomenal. I mean, this is a footballer that anybody would take on their team. Seriously, if they say no, it's just agenda driven, rival bias. I'm telling you, any manager, any team in the world would take Enzo Fernández in their club. He walks into most starting 11s, and I'm not just saying that because he's a Chelsea player. I genuinely believe that. This guy is unbelievable. And yes, it's just Southampton, but I wouldn't be saying this if he just put together one good performance against Southampton. Go back and watch his performance against Aston Villa, even before that. The team's been poor, but Enzo Fernández in particular has been one of the better performing players over the last couple of months. Marc Cucurella as well. He's one that will always go under the radar just because he's not crazy flashy. There's agenda against him as well. But this is a player I love. I touched on this. Those are leaders. Enzo Fernández and Marc Cucurella, during this poor run of form, have been 2 of our better players. Those are leaders. They lead by example. Pedro Neto. Listen, I sound like a broken record right now. Another player with an agenda, and the fan base, unfortunately, puts together a second very good performance in a row. 2 very good performances in a row in a unfamiliar role. We saw him drift out right against Villa, also playing through the middle. He did the same thing today, so it's kind of like a false 9. I don't know. It's a weird role, but he's mostly playing the 9, more so tonight, and he looked phenomenal. Hold up at first, he was the Southampton center backs were getting the better of him, but after the first 20 minutes, I mean, his hold up play was ridiculous. Some of the best we've seen from Neto. His pace. Always a problem. And Kunku, great little ball to Pedro. Pedro with a phenomenal finish. Those are some of my favorite finishes. Just, ping it as hard as you can, hit it to the net. His celebration. I mean, it's maybe frustrating to some of you guys who deep that too much, but to me, guys, it's a bloody celebration. Don't read too much into it. These guys are for nothing but negativity for like 2 months now. Toxicity. They're young. These are young dudes, young players. If they're gonna let you hear it, let them express themselves. They're human beings. I'm not gonna fault somebody for celebrating and expressing how they feel. These are human beings. They're not robots. Pedro again, phenomenal. The one thing that does frustrate me with Pedro, again, I love him. I've always loved him when he was at Wolverhampton. I think he'll have a very successful Chelsea career. This guy fake shots, fake passes so much. Sometimes it's work like he needs to do it, but other times he just needs to pass the ball off or take a shot. It honestly makes me giggle sometimes. It can be frustrating, but I think that'll be something. He's only 24 years old still. He's one of the oldest players in the squad. He's 24. I mean, this guy just needs a bit of experience. Who else? Jadon Sancho, I mean, nothing too crazy from him. Could have scored, could have had a few assists. I think it was just a Jadon Sancho performance. He is a player that I was hoping would score tonight, even just assists, just for a little bit of confidence. Cole Palmer, I love him. We all love him. This guy has changed our lives over the last few seasons. He is one of the best footballers in the world. He will finish his career as one of the greats. It's just a poor run of form right now. You can tell that free kick at the end, usually maybe we'd see him hit it over the wall, try to go top right, but he goes the easy route. It was still a good hit. Goes top left where he doesn't have to go over the wall. Had a few chances that usually we'd see him score. It just was not falling for him tonight. Even assist-wise, he created some very good chances. Unfortunately, couldn't find the assist. But guys, don't read into it too much. He's played a lot of football at a young age. Honestly, if you think about it, this is really the first time he's 22, the first time we've ever seen like a poor run of form from him. So he is still trying to navigate how do I get past this? How do I stay the course? How do I just continue to go day by day? And he missed a shot he should have made. Then he in the second half when he skied it, he massive smile on his face. That is Cole Palmer. That smile on his face is a perfect example to me as why I think he will be perfectly fine. He will get past this. He'll find a massive goal for us at some point, and then we'll all move on from this. I also can't blame Enzo Maresca for keeping him on. Would I have taken him off personally around the 70 to 75th minute? I probably would have taken him off. But, I mean, he's trying to find him a goal, find him even an assist. And honestly, against Copenhagen, 9 days into our match against Copenhagen, well over a week, we don't even know if we'll play against Copenhagen. So Maresca's also probably thinking he won't be playing football for over a week, so why not give him a run out here? It's like 94, 95 minutes. So again, I see both sides. I don't mind it. I wasn't opposed to him coming off. I also wasn't opposed to him staying on the pitch. Tosin, man, again, is he at the level where he should be starting for Chelsea week in and week out? In my opinion, maybe not. But I love watching Tosin play football. I talked about this during our rough 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. His 1v1 defending, I'm not just waffling here, genuinely reminds me of Virgil van Dijk. Obviously not comparing the players at all. Just watch how both of them their nonchalant gimmick when they're 1v1 defending. And they both are very, very successful at doing so. This guy was signed for £0, literally cost us nothing. Phenomenal leader, Premier League experience, provides composure. Was very, very good today. I thought just that calming presence. I could watch him ping a football all day as well. Malo Gusto, guys, was arguably our second best player at the club last season. His first season with Chelsea, now in his second season with Chelsea. You guys need to give these young players time. I thought he was good again today. I honestly didn't even think he was bad against Aston Villa like other people were saying. It's just an agenda, unfortunately. There doesn't always have to be a scapegoat. Guys, seriously, there doesn't always have to be a scapegoat. It's a team performance. It's a team game. Managers, supporters, it's everybody involved. We don't have to single out one person. But yeah, a good performance from Malo Gusto to build on. Christopher Nkunku, I've loved this guy. I loved this guy when he was with Leipzig. I loved him when he was with PSG. I've always loved this footballer. He's a phenomenal footballer. Unfortunately, has not worked out for him at Chelsea so far. A goal and assist today. Again, I know it's just Southampton, but that's massive for confidence, massive for anybody. He's going to be playing a lot for us towards the end of the season, so we need him to be firing off all cylinders, and a goal and assist is very, very, very good for us. Very positive signs. Obviously, 2 debuts, which always makes me happy. Tyreek George getting an assist, which there's a player there, another weird little notion going around that this kid, he's a kid, shouldn't be playing for Chelsea right now. I mean, look at our attacking numbers right now. We're thin. And honestly, not even just because of the assist. He looked very, very good when he came on today. I was very pleased. Jorgensen, obviously a mistake you cannot be making against Aston Villa. Recovered really, really, really well today. Even when the supporters were booing him when he was on the ball there in the first half, even at times in the second half. That save in the first half, wow. Very good response from him. Didn't have to do a whole lot, but that's a very, very good indication to me about his mentality. His mentality is probably the biggest thing for me as a supporter, a coach, a player. And at 22 years old, is like a baby for goalkeepers. So that is very, very exciting to see. A great response from him tonight. Levi Colwill scoring. Wow, what a ball from Pedro Neto. That's why you need to mix it up for people on set pieces. Enzo Fernández, Cole Palmer, letting Kunku take a few, Pedro Neto, Reece James. Like, let these guys share the love, you know. Pedro Neto, what a ball into Levi Colwill. Levi with the finish, another celebration where you see this. I don't mind it. My hands are up. I don't mind it. I absolutely love it, actually. Levi is one of my favorite players. Such a young footballer. So much is expected from him right now, which when you're center back for Chelsea, that's what happens. Cobham through and through. This guy is a future leader, a future legend. I'm telling you, do not give up on this guy. This guy gets it. He has everything you want in a footballer. He will come out on top. Phenomenal header today. It's just always nice to see Chelsea score off a set piece, a center back from Chelsea scoring as well. A few more positives. Wesley Fofana in the squad obviously did not make an appearance tonight, but guys, that is absolutely massive for this final stretch of the season. Maresca has touched on this a few times in his press conferences. We expect the likes of Lavia, Madueke, Jackson, Fofana obviously back already. These players coming back from injury after the international break. What a massive injection to the squad. We need these guys, our physical floor and our athleticism. Huge, huge, huge. People won't admit it. Honestly, isn't talked about a lot. This poor run of form really started a little after Wesley Fofana went down with an injury. So very happy to see him back in the squad and smiling. And yeah, Caicedo, I mean, what a footballer. A little quiet tonight, but that's a good thing. He didn't have to do a whole lot. Also got to come off there towards the end, so getting some rest. Yeah, guys, please do not take this for granted. Cloud kind of forget about a clean sheet. Not even just this season, last season, the season before. How often have we been able to say Chelsea clean sheet, 4-0 victory? Guys, in the grand scheme of things, please do not take that for granted. We're sitting fourth in the table right now. Granted, we played a game more than a few of the clubs around us. However, Villa, Bournemouth, both losing. Absolutely massive. We are fighting for Champions League football. I beg. Don't lose sight of that. Poor run of form, yes, but there's still so much to play for. I'm telling you, I'm not saying you even have to be positive. Don't wake up being negative about Chelsea. Like negative. You know what I mean? It's just, that's not enjoyable. That's not what being a supporter means to me. Back our guys. They need it. They hear everything. They listen to everything. It's a new generation of player, whether you agree with that or not. But yeah, seriously, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Any opinions down below? Anything any of your thoughts? How you feel about this next run of games? Who your man of the match was tonight? My man of the match personally was Enzo Fernández. Yep, seriously, thank you guys for watching.